Hey, thanks for watching. I recently got my hands on some of the new metal noise fighters products such as the Max 14 as well as the Panel Bridge M1, and getting these devices in hand kind of motivated me to talk a little bit about the evolution of PVS 14 mounting solutions, specifically J-arms. And also it came about some conversations with law enforcement friends of mine who still have a ton of PVS 14s sitting in their inventory. I figured that talking about some of these different mounting solutions might help them, maybe not, but I wanted to at least bring it to their attention. So, starting on my left, we have the USGI J-arm, which essentially you're going to be issued if you are in the military or on a police force that issues PVS 14s. You're going to get this. You're probably going to get an older Naruto's mount, the original Rhino mount, and you're going to have to make do with those. And some of the issues with these USGI J-arms are this IPD adjustment screw, which is super squeaky and kind of sketchy, spring loaded, and you swivel it back and forth to choose which eye you want to use, as well as your eye spacing adjustment here. Now, some of the issues that I take with this design are the fact that you can put it in multiple bayonet interfaces, and sometimes you might go through a bunch and realize, hey, this J-arm is probably out of spec, toss it and go try and find a new one, and that's pretty frustrating. Also, it has some auto off contacts on here which are fairly annoying in my opinion. They can cause intermittent power loss issues, and for somebody that is relying on this device in a life and death situation, having something cut out these complicated unnecessary metal contacts that can turn your PVS 14 off unexpectedly is kind of a no-go in my opinion. Now, if you don't have issues with that, if you've never had issues with that, great. Maybe you got a good one, so hang on to it. For me, I've had issues. I don't like this pretty much at all, and nor do many other folks. And so Wilcox stepped up to the plate and came up with a dovetail interface. Again, dovetail and bayonet. So USGI is bayonet. Wilcox and most modern J-arm designs are going to be dovetail. Wilcox solved the IPD issue and the eye switching issue with a pretty seamless push of the button here. Push it in and it clicks. You could switch your eyes. Also, you have the IPD adjustment. Excuse me, they kept the thumb screw, which is a tool-free design for attaching to your PVS 14. Great product, but Noise Fighters, I feel like, pretty much outdid everyone. They have come out with metal versions of their traditional 3D printed products, which those products are excellent. I've owned about 6 of their original J-arms and about 3 of their panel bridges, and they recently sent me these as demo devices. They did not give me these devices for free. I have to return these, so I'm not really super biased in terms of they don't just gift me a bunch of stuff. I have no connection to them other than some test and evaluation stuff that I did. So I'm not speaking to you as somebody that is just being given free stuff in exchange for good reviews. I've owned Noise Fighter stuff for a long time, long before I ever talked with the owner, and regardless of them bringing me T&E stuff as well as providing some demos, I would still share the same opinions that I'm going to talk about. And that is that this new Max 14 J-arm is, in my opinion, the best J-arm ever made, period. Just to the simple fact that it's extremely light at 1 ounce. It's extremely robust in terms of the articulating joints, and it's just simple. There's no metal contacts to shut your PVS 14 off. You can articulate it between different eyes very, very easily. I will go ahead and slap it on my helmet here real quick and show you how that works. So bear with me, I appreciate it. As it sits right now, it's essentially on the left eye. If I want to switch to my right eye, all I do is push it over. If I want to switch it back, I push it over. If I want to articulate it up without stowing my mount, I simply articulate it up, and now I can get in and out of vehicles very easily, and I don't have this PVS 14 sticking way up in the air like a traditional Rhino mount or the Wilcox. So that's a huge deal to me. Super low profile. very easy to use, especially in a stressful situation. So simplicity is key in my opinion. It's fast to use and it's simple. So I don't think there's anything else that really comes close to it in terms of the price, the quality, the features, and that type of stuff. So that's my opinion of it. And I hope that anybody watching who is being issued a PVS 14 for work or for duty, I really think it's ideal to set yourself up for success, even if you have to spend a little bit of your own money on it. I think it's a great device. These new Noise Fighters J-arms, just leagues ahead of what once was the USGI bayonet arm. And while I like the Wilcox, it's a good design, it is still a little bit overly complex, and I do not like the auto-off feature at all. I much prefer the simplicity of the Noise Fighters J-arm. Now, one last thing, specifically for my Leo friends who, again, have these PVS 14s sitting around their arms room, who don't have the funding to go out and get $12,000 binos, but they still want to try and get that capability for a particular situation where maybe they need the point guy or whoever's going into a building needs binocular vision, and the Noise Fighters panel bridge not only provides that, but it essentially would allow you to pan these arms out and give you a wider field of view. So if you're not familiar with how that works, there are plenty of other videos that describe that way better than what I can do here. I don't have two PVS 14 sitting around, but I just wanted to mention that for people that are interested. So, and then last but not least, there's another product that Noise Fighters has come out with, which is very, very simple. It is nothing more than a dovetail receptacle with lanyard points built into it. I'll show you just how simple that is. I've added my own shock cord here, but it is just a female dovetail that receives a male dovetail, and all you would do is, if you wanted to use something like this thermal, but you wanted to use it handheld and not drop it, you would essentially just hook this up to any lanyard that you like to use, and you can now clip in your device. You can hang it around your neck, or you could put the whole thing in a pouch and dummy cord the device to the pouch. That way you can pull it out, use it as a handheld, and stow it back in your pouch. You don't have to worry about dropping it. And anybody that's been in the military or law enforcement understands if you lose some shit like this, you are in for a bad day. So pretty valuable and simple piece of equipment, but I definitely recommend looking into it. And that essentially concludes everything that I wanted to discuss in a nutshell. This is not a super detailed video, but I did essentially want to cover the progression of some of these PVS 14 mounting devices, J-arms, starting with the USGI, its bayonet interface, the Wilcox, which is kind of sitting somewhere in between newest products on the market, and then of course Noise Fighter stuff, which I feel like is the peak of PVS 14 mounting solutions at the moment. And I don't know how somebody can make something better, but this is as good as it gets right now in my opinion. So thanks for watching. Please check out RDI in Pleasanton, Texas if you are in the South Texas area. They are South Texas's premier law enforcement and veteran/military training facility. They have great classes to choose from, really good cadre that are very humble and very helpful. And it is not difficult to go there and just be treated well and get some good training in. So please check them out. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope this small review provided some useful info for you. So thanks again.